Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Andrew Michaels, and today we're going to work on anger issues. It's very easy to allow yourself to get caught up in anger issues. I went down to the bookstore, the local bookstore, and I got some really nice tapered candles. They wrapped them in paper. So I got some nice candles. And the idea of the candle is to help you, the viewer, have a point of focus while we discuss things. It's very easy to get angry over some of the silliest things in life. For example, you plan a session like this. Easy strike. You plan a session like this, and for whatever reason, it doesn't work out the way you expected it. So let's see if this stays lit. Okay. That was funny and unexpected, but that's what life is all about. Unexpected little things that change the course of your day or your life, and you can't allow yourself to dwell on these things. You can't let these things ruin your life and upset the balance you've struck with having a healthy life, career, time with your family. You have to focus on what works in your life. So what we're going to do is, I don't know what's wrong with this candle. We'll give them a minute. Looks like the flame's strengthening. Do you see it? It's just a tiny point of light. It's giving off a lot of heat. Very hot. Just that tiny, tiny little flame. You wouldn't believe the heat that comes off of it. There we go. It just needs a little bit of, there we go. Bleed the wax off a little bit. That allows the flame up a little bit. That looks a lot nicer. I kind of like the light given off from a candle. There's something about it. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's so beautiful. That's a strong flame. You can feel the heat. Oh, a foot away, you can feel the heat. And we're going to talk today about anger issues. Now, nobody is ever going to be as angry, ever, as a man who loses his family. And I saw a man lose his family a long time ago. And he was the man who taught me about candles. He would go to the dollar store and get a little tiny candle about that long. That's it. Just a few inches. Just a little tiny religious communion candle. And those are even smaller than the tapered one I'm using right now. And he would climb inside a cardboard box, as crazy as this sounds, and he would put that candle down in the corner and burn it. And it would heat that entire box and keep him warm all night. While he was dwelling on the loss of his family and coping with that loss, it was that one single tiny light every day that kept him going, kept him warm, kept him alive. Just a little bit of fire. Focus on it right here. You can look at it, it's right here. And I talked to him about it a couple times, and I was amazed at the amount of troubles he had in his life, and how he was able to deal with it by just using something as simple as a tiny little light. It was a source of light at night, so he could read a little bit. It kept him warm. It kept him alive. Now, I am talking about a street person at the time. He wasn't a hobo, he was a tramp. There's a difference, I was told. A hobo is somebody without a car. A tramp has a car. So he actually had a car, but he didn't sleep in it. He slept out in the woods or nature because the car was the last thing that reminded him of his wife and 2 daughters. And he just didn't want to be reminded of them. Even that little tiny bit, climbing in that back seat where his daughters used to sit, was too much for him. So he preferred to sleep in a box, out in a field or beside a building. Just a little thin layer of corrugated cardboard. And corrugated cardboard is actually a very good insulator. So he made some good choices in life. And he also told me, if you ever go by an alley and you see a fire in the alley, it's because their candle fell over. They weren't setting fire to a trash can or to cardboard in the alley. Their candle fell over, or somebody knocked it over. Kicked the box, and when they kicked the box, the candle fell over. And the flame burned the box up. So that was interesting to learn, because I have seen that. It always makes me wonder if a homeless individual was left literally homeless at the time. I'm not sure why. Oh, these are sustainable matches. Isn't that neat? I mean, how hard was that? And they're green tipped. There's other kind of anger issues you have to be aware of that are very hard for people to deal with. And I'd like to touch on some of those. A lot of them take place in the workplace. I see a lot of my colleagues, friends, and family posting in different social media problems they're having on the job, where they get so angry they can't cope with that anger, Either a coworker is giving them a hard time or a superior is. And they don't know what to do to deal with the problem. And I worry about them. I worry about myself. It's very hard to let go of anger in the workplace, but you must. In today's climate, actions in the workplace can be interpreted as frightening or scary or intimidating. And your coworkers will react very negatively towards any kind of angry outbursts in the workplace. So it's very important you try to remain as calm as possible and allow bygones to be bygones. And don't dwell on these kind of things at work. Try to prevent anger from ruining your life. If you're not happy with your job, there is an answer. I've had to do it myself. I'm not a hypocrite. You have to quit. You have to find another job. You have to quit. You have to go somewhere else to work. Just don't stay there. Start looking. Work on your resume. Work on your interview skills. Beat the streets. Ask your friends. Ask your family who's hiring. Check all of the different avenues in your job search. Find another job and quit. That's how you solve workplace problems 99% of the time. They're not going to come in magically one day and fire or remove the employee that's causing you discomfort at work. The only thing that's going to happen to fix the problem is you remove yourself from that person. I am very angry right now over something, and I wanted to do a video so badly, and I wanted to do it from a place of anger and frustration, and I wanted to work on letting that go on camera with you the best I can. I want to try to show you how to deal with this issue. So I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm being honest right now and trying to let go of my anger. Letting go of the frustration. It's very important. You have to let it go. You can't carry this stuff with you. It ages you. It makes you old. The stress is like taking a small knife and wicking pieces of yourself out. Over time, those pieces slowly erode away at your self-being. They add up. They're cumulative. They don't grow back. You've allowed yourself to become a victim of your own anger and frustration. So it's very important to let it go. candle represents so many things in the human experience. I hope you're focusing on it now, because I want you to find some kind of relief. I want you to find some kind of peace, some kind of rest from your angry thoughts. Sometimes it's important we just let things go. You can't stop certain things from happening. So don't punish yourself with things that you're incapable or are impossible for you to change. You can exact change in your own life by changing the parameters that you choose to live in. But you cannot change many, many aspects of the world around you. You just have to deal with it the best you can and not let it ruin you. Do not let it destroy who you are as a person. Try to let go of your angry thoughts, your angry feelings. Try to move on. Try to find peace within yourself. Don't allow yourself to be captured by these forces that will ruin you, age you, stress you, ruin your body, ruin your mind, ruin your soul. Let these things go. Do not allow them to hurt you. You do not deserve this. Everyone deserves to come home at night from work to a decent meal and not have to fight over it. We all deserve these things. None of us more exempt or special than the next. This is humanist talk. This is not communism. This is not democracy. This is not socialism. This is the right of human beings to peace and tranquility in their life. Moments of rest. Moments of peace. You deserve these things. Everyone deserves peace in their life and not to have to fight every time for it. It should be understood that you need rest and peace and tranquilness in your life. And those around you should understand that and be accepting of it and accepting of you just the way you are. You do not need to change for those around you. They need to accept you as the human being that you are. And you in return need to accept those around you with all their faults as they are. People make mistakes. People make mistakes every day. And they're not going to change because you don't like it. That's just the way things are. So change yourself little by little. Make the world a place you can live in, a place you can call home, a place of peace and rest for yourself. And what you'll find is that if you do these things and make peace in your life, you will have comfort. And those around you will see that. And they will respect it. They will cling to it. They will admire it. And they will emulate it. The more we add good peace and calmness to the world, the more the world around us starts to focus, just like focusing on this light, the world starts to glow. If you're violent, if you're angry, if you fight, it disturbs things. But if you learn to flow with the world around you and be calm, even in the face of fire, heat, and damage, you won't be harmed because you're calm and it glows within you and it lights the world around you. So let that anger go. Let that anger go. When you're really angry, imagine the anger as a physical representation of your emotions. Breathe it out. Breathe clean air in your nose. Breathe out that angry, stubborn. Let it wash away. Let it wash away from you. Let it go away. Release the anger. Don't let it control your life. Focus on the light in your life. Release that anger and move on. Move away from the anger. Do not let it possess you. Let it fall away, far away from you. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope this is something that helps you with your own life, that you can find some peace and rest in your life. I love filling requests like this and helping those who need it. You bring so much joy to my life when you allow me to help you. When you allow me to find a way to help you find peace in your own life. It's not easy letting go of anger, and you should always be aware that it can rise up any time and ruin your life. So don't let it do that. Don't let ignorance, anger, frustration destroy you, age you, ruin you, change you. Be the person you want to be. Be the light in your own life so that you can show others what kind of a person you are. And the world will be a better place bit by bit by bit. We can make it a better place. I know a lot of this is just about words, saying these things, trying to get you to relax, trying to get you to let go of your anger. Just trying. But if you don't done nothing. If you don't try, you've done nothing. Those who can, do. Those who cannot, don't. Those who can do, those who can't, don't. Decide, what kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a person who can and does? Or a person who can't and won't? I think you're better than that. I'm looking right at the camera while you focus on that light. And I'm thinking about you. And I think you're better than that. I believe we can do better than that. And we'll do it together, bit by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit. I feel better having discussed this with all of you. And I feel the anger releasing from my body. Thank you for joining me today. It's a great sound. My name is Dr. Andrew Michaels, and I appreciate your time. And until I see you again, may you have a most blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.